I don't cook well, and because of that, I don't cook often. Now, I don't know if that's the reason why I don't cook well. Maybe if I cooked more, I would be a good cook, but I don't cook a lot, so I'm not good. However, in my youth, I made a screamin' bologna and cream cheese wrap. The recipe, sure. What you do, you take a tortilla and you put it on a flat surface. Back of a guitar, hood of a car, whatever you got. You take cream cheese, you get a knife. If you don't have a knife, something flat, screwdriver, whatever. You take it out, you put cream cheese on half the tortilla, and that's the key. Half the tortilla, a nice thin layer. Then you take the bologna, which is here probably a delicacy made by real people who know what they're doing. In America, it's an unholy gathering of chemicals stuffed into plastic in cylinder form, sliced thinly with a red sort of plastic wrap around it. Remove the red plastic wrap. Trust me, I've made this mistake. If you don't take it out before it goes in this hole, it'll find its way out another one. You want to get rid of the red plastic wrap. You take the bologna slices, you lay them on the cream cheese. Now, I overlap, but that's how I roll. You gotta trust your instincts on this. If you want to cut out a curve, toss it to the pooch, so they kind of fit like sort of planets, aligning. Otherwise, stack them up. It depends on how hungry you are and how quickly you want to die, because bologna's gonna kill you. So you lay them up. You roll, starting with the bologna and cream cheese side first, because otherwise, it's a real mess on the hands. If you do it the other way and you go, empty, 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 cream cheese bologna, then you have cream cheese bologna kind of squeezed out the side, and it's aesthetically not nice, especially on a date. That's not how you want to impress the ladies and or fellas that you brought over to your swinging bachelor pad and are wooing them with your bologna and cream cheese wrap. So that's what you do. If you want to be fancy and serve it up, you put a toothpick in it to hold it down. Otherwise, you just roll with that and go right down the gullet. So that's one of my tricks. You're welcome. The next one. Mark Shepard likes to fancy himself a great griller. Do you know that about Mark? No. Yeah, Mark, this is going to sound weird, but he loves to handle meat. He just loves to steam meat. He loves meat in all its forms. He loves to gobble down meat. That's Mark. Truly, he grills and smokes meat. Girl. Cooks all kinds of things. And I used to fancy myself a good steak cooker. So I like to grill and like do that kind of thing. But that to me is not as challenging as, say, wooing a woman with a bologna and cream cheese wrap. So I guess if you're going to take anything away from this, it's the bologna and cream cheese wrap. I'm going to go with that's my signature dish. So bologna and cream cheese wrap. We'll call it cheese and dick.
Okay.
After me.
So basically it's better to go to Chuck's bar for a cocktail.
It's probably better to go anywhere than my house, for real, if I'm cooking. And you know who's the Mr. Mom of the house is Rob Benedict. He cooks all the time. Aww. It's my favorite thing about talking about Rob Benedict. Doesn't matter if I said, and Rob Benedict shot a guy in the face. There's something about cute little pocket-sized Rob. So cute. I can't believe you shot a guy in the face. You think you're so big, so cute, and a gun. And he's not that much smaller than me. But for whatever reason, like the cute quotient, like I'm at like the not cute height, and then you go down a little bit, like Rich is not so Rich is like, oh, Rich, look at Rich. Rich is a big guy up there, the microphone. I think he's okay. Oh, that's Rich. There's also something I've noticed after years of doing conventions. I started doing supernatural conventions 3 years before the show started filming. So I know a lot about the supernatural universe. And one thing I figured out in the convention world is how many of you are familiar with an actor? He's not here this weekend, but his name is Sebastian Roche. Anybody? No one? He played Balthazar. He's a polyglot. You know what that means? Yes. I don't. What does it mean? Anyway, he did a lot of conventions with us, still does sometimes, but he for a while there, he's an OG. We call him an original gangster. He's part of that original group of guys with whom we did a lot of conventions. And he elicited a different response than Rob Benedict from his conventions. And you've never seen... Okay, how many people here have not seen Sebastian Roche do a panel? Okay. I can't do it for you, but I will just tell you that at some point, you would impregnate that chair. That's not a euphemism for anything. That's not I'm being very literal. Shit would go down on this stage. It'd be disturbing to everybody, and yet hilarious. Because that's how he rolls. He can't stop himself. Those fans would be in danger. Andrea walks really quickly on the stage and he hands him a mic. He's a loose cannon. That's part of his charm. He's polyglottic charm. But he elicits the same response from a crowd that Rob Benedict does. Which is Rob comes out and does whatever Rob does and goes, I'm having a hard time, guys. Oh. Sebastian comes out like, hello, what are we doing? Oh. You go, oh. Same word, same syllable, same spelling. Two very different responses. Ah. Oh. Oh. If they did a panel together, the whole panel would be like, oh, ah, ah, oh, ah, ah, and then when Sebastian inevitably started humping Rob, he'd be like, ah, 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 oh, ah, How do we start talking about Sebastian? I was talking about bologna and cream cheese. What did you do to me, woman? This is a family show. Listen, you give me a little infatuation with Sebastian Roche to yourself, all right? That's between you and your laptop. Jeez Louise. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.